Rock and Roller, good movie. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fleming Film Talk. With me, Robbie Fleming, and Justin Doyle. Hello, guys. Hello, Justin.
Hey. What's up, Rob?
Nothing. You ready for today's topic?
Well, yeah, what are we doing today?
Today we are
I hope I'm prepared.
ranking the movies of Mr. Christopher Nolan, who is my all-time favorite film director.
Oh no. I thought you said Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer? He's not a movie director.
Ah, dang it. All right. Well, we're gonna have different lists.
Yeah, we are going to have different lists. So for this list, we are choosing the films starting from Following to Tenet. This is all ready for Oppenheimer building up, and I'm hoping that this might be the first time he wins the Oscar statue.
Yeah, well, a lot of his movies do have a lot of Oscar nominations, so uh, but he just the producing ones for what have been up for Best Picture. But yeah, not the director.
Only one.
Yeah.
Only one. So you ready to hear my number 11?
Sure.
Right. So I don't think he's ever made a bad movie. I just want to state that for the record. But I think his first movie following is his weakest, and that's why it's number 11. It's a good script and it's a good concept, and it's full of some really good ideas. But I feel like the way how he made this all by himself and had his friends and his own uncle act in the movie, it just feels like if he had more the budget like he does for his newer movies, this would be a better movie.
It's also my number 11.
Yes, I had a feeling it would be. Do you feel the same way as me?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like compared to what he does now, this is a student film, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
plus it's
he
only
wasn't a student. He just did it in his spare time.
sure. Um, and it's only an hour and 9 minutes. It's barely like I think what should be feature length is 75 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
But
I agree with that.
I think they also say anything over 40 minutes is considered a feature film. So but I don't know if that's true because I don't think like 50-minute, 60-minute movies can be up for like Oscars and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it was the first time I ever had seen it. I watched it today, and yeah, it was interesting. It's black and white. Um, yeah, the acting was okay. It was, but he learned a lot, right? And he really has. Become a certain type of director now. And
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this movie. It's actually really interesting. It's about a writer who follows strangers for material and then meets a thief and takes him under his wing. And
Yeah.
situations happen. A lot of Nolan movies, as we'll see, there's a theme here. It's always somewhat, most of the time, to do with crime in some sort of way.
Crime and time are his two major themes.
Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, this is a great start to his career, and we're only going to talk about better movies. I wonder if anybody would put this above other movies.
Yes. It has a 3.5 star rating on Letterbox. Yeah,
Oh,
3.4 star. I've rated it 3 stars.
well, it says 7.5 on IMDb, and it's I don't know if it has box office. Let's see. Box office $6,000 budget. Worldwide gross 48,482 bucks. So it made some money.
Yeah, but
82% on Rotten Tomatoes and 85 audience score.
yes, yes, that is a good result. So since I said my number 11 and we matched, do you want to say your number 10?
Sure, I'm sure it's higher on your list anyway. I mean, this guys, you can come at me if you want, okay? But just like always, my list is a little weird and different than what normal people have. I go by rewatchability, how much fun I had, the design of it all, the look of it. Um, and for me, this one just fell a little bit short, but it is better than Following because of I understand what went into it and the spectacle of it all. But my number 10 is 2014's Interstellar.
No, no, no. I know a lot of people who've kind of put it at the bottom. I mean, it's a lot higher on my list.
Yeah, of course. And it's top rated movie number 25 overall on IMDb, so it's definitely got some love. It won for best achievement in visual effects, which happens a lot in Mr. Nolan's movies, but it was also up for music, sound mixing, and sound editing, which is now the same, and
Yeah.
achievement in production design.
The thing is with Interstellar is it does have rewatchability, but there's certain moments you have to watch it. You can't like watch it and not focus. You have to focus on it all the way through. And I kind of see what you mean by compared to the other Nolan movies. This one doesn't really have the rewatchability compared to the others for you.
Sure, yeah, and yeah, it's pretty slow in a lot of parts. I do think that Matthew McConaughey gave a great performance. I think
That's my
his
favorite performance of his.
oh my gosh, it's really, really well done and powerful. We get some fun some of my favorite actors pop up in this movie for some things. Um, and I like seeing that. But I don't know, it just didn't hit me as well as it hit others. I really enjoyed the ending to this when it all kind of comes together. I really enjoyed it, but yeah, it's just not one that I really want to revisit anytime
Yeah,
soon. But
lovely.
it
Can
was
can you do the scores when I read it out?
yeah, absolutely. But it is a visually stunning movie, and yeah, it deserves its visual effects.
Definitely, definitely. Do you want to hear my number 10?
I suppose let's do it. Let's just keep
My
it
number
going.
10 was his third movie, and this was, I feel like, the first time he got to work with some talented Oscar winning actors. This movie has a great cast of Al Pacino, Hilary Swank, and the late great Robin Williams. This is Insomnia, a remake of a Norwegian film from the 90s.
This is my number 9, so I can just hop on with you right
Oh,
here.
brilliant.
Yeah, this is the first movie I've ever seen of Nolan was Insomnia because I, tend to have uh, tendencies where when I'm into something or somebody, like I just keep going with them and everything. And so I was always huge into Rob Williams, so I watched everything that he did. And
Yes.
I bought this movie on DVD. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
I rewatched it this past week. I rewatched all the movies except for Inception, which I've seen the most, and then I didn't watch The Prestige because I recently just watched that like last year, I think. So,
Yeah.
but I rewatched everything else, and yeah, this is a Nolan crime thriller, right? This is exactly
Yes.
what.
Yes. This is also one that doesn't feels like it's all just one straight to the point story rather than all in non chronological.
Right, and I mean, and it's practical. There's no like CGI necessary in this movie.
No,
It's
no,
very
he prefers practical
it's
effects.
on the ground, Well, Interstellar is not practical at all.
No,
Uh,
he doesn't have that kind of money to build a spaceship.
um, but yeah, interesting to see Robin Williams in this sort of role. This is about a homicide detective. He goes to Alaska and tries to solve this murder. We meet Robin Williams up there, also Hilary Swank, which rewatching this, I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen this movie probably 3, 4 times, and I didn't realize it was Hilary Swank. And now,
Hilary Swank's amazing.
yeah, and she was great in this. Al Pacino, he can't sleep because it's daylight, 24 hours a day there. And we feel like it may be messing with his mind. And
Also, he kills a man at the start of the film.
he kills what?
He kills a man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, spoiler.
Well, that's kind of the plot. That's kind of the plot device that kicks off this whole movie.
Yeah, and he's trying to hide it,
Yeah.
obviously, because he doesn't want to get his name tarnished. And then, yeah, we won't say anything else. But it's really, really good. It's just, I guess we like more spectacles, right? We like more visual effects and
Yes.
CGI. That's why we have
Yes.
this so low on our list. It's really, really, really well done. Al Pacino is great, and so is Robin Williams. So
Robin
it's
Williams
just
gives the best performance of the movie because I don't know why I've had a revelation about how he's one of the greatest actors of all time because of his unlimited range. And Insomnia is one of the movies you need to see more of his dramatic kind of psychopath roles. I've always wanted to see 1 Hour Photo as well.
yeah, you totally should because it's even more sadistic than this. And then also, I don't know if you've seen Death to Smoochie, but that's a
I love Death to Smoochie. That's
whole
hilarious.
different world. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. And it does
3.5 on Letterbox.
Insomnia. Why is it not coming up
Oh, my
here?
cousin Tom is watching us. Hello, Tom.
Hey, what's up, Tom? Let me just look this up real quick. Should have it. Okay, yeah, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Seems like the audience is saying the same. Coming in at 7.2 on IMDb and did pretty well at the box office. $46 million budget, 113.7 worldwide.
Nice. Underrated
Yeah, great,
movie, just not
great movie.
Nolan's best.
And you just wouldn't even think that it's a Nolan movie.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I would like to see the Norwegian version though, to compare the two.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 9 then?
So my number 9's part of one of my all-time favorite trilogies,
Real
but
quick,
sadly,
Insomnia was one movie that did not get nominated for any Oscars. He
sweet.
doesn't have many, but this was one of them that did not, unfortunately.
So my number
Sorry.
9, yes, is The Dark Knight Rises.
Nice.
Yes, I don't know. I just love the other two Batman movies more. I'm not going to go into it, so we went into it a lot last year when we did the Batman ranking. But yeah, I just always get disappointed with the ending of this movie and how it sorts up. I know it's hard to do a movie about Heath Ledger, but I don't know. I just feel like it felt like he didn't really want to do it, but still wanted to keep the Batman story going. So he just made this story up on his own, and you know, got everybody back for one last Batman hurrah, along with some new faces like Tom Hardy and Anne Hathaway and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Things have changed, my friend. Things have changed. That's
Yeah.
what I love about movies. Because the list from the Batman is different now. And you'll see in my list today when we talk. It has changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is higher on my list, so we'll talk about it later.
Yes. And shout out to Trent.
What up, Trent?
Yes, for getting everybody on the show today. My cousin Trent, Cody will probably pop in a bit.
Tell us a little bit. Yeah. Tell us you guys' favorite Nolan movies.
Yes.
All
Definitely.
right. My number 8.
Number 8. What's your number 8?
It is a Batman movie, but this one is Batman Begins, which I gotta say, I had a great, because I rewatched all the movies. I had a great time watching this, and then the ending happened, and I was just not happy with like the last 25 minutes. I think everything was going great, and then it just really took a turn that I didn't think fit the movie too much. And actually, most of the all three of these movies, there's always this big instrument that was built and can take out an entire city in all three movies, and it's like, what are we doing? I mean, it's so super simple, you know. I mean, I don't know how was it that he needed to get water to evaporate so it can become smoke, and the one thing that he actually needs is a Wayne Industry item. Of course, I mean, like, it's so simple to me, and I just thought it was a little bit too easy, and I just enjoyed more of the psychedelicry of the Scarecrow and what was going on there than what they had for the ending. But it's a really,
But
really good
Liam
film.
Neeson's great, and the film doesn't feel like a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah, well, a little bit because he is fighting. He is doing hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, but it's not like Widows turns into a Liam Neeson movie, if you get what I mean.
Sure. It to me, this was a great entry, beginning to a great trilogy, and I really enjoyed it. I just wish the last 20 minutes was either gone or changed a little bit. But yeah, I guess we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Yes, because my number 8 might be controversial, because I know it's hailed as one of his best, but this movie is one you have to see twice, and it's Memento.
Higher on my list.
Yes, yes. So Guy Pearce, who I normally aren't keen on, I like him in this movie, and he's trying to work out his wife's death, but he's got short-term memory loss and he has tattoos telling him like stuff to remember stuff. This is an interesting concept, and it's really well shot how it's told in different like linears, and there's like a whole chart list of the formula on Wikipedia that you'll have to check out. But it's an interesting movie. Guy Pearce gives off his best performance. Joe Pantoliano and Carrie-Anne Moss, who we all know from The Matrix, are both good in it. And there's also a comedian in this, Stephen Tobishki. He was in Groundhog Day in the Garfield movie.
Tobolowsky.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting having a comedian in his movie.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I mean, he does play serious roles as well, but
Oh, brilliant.
Stephen Tobolowsky. But yeah, you're right. Looking at back at all the movies, there isn't
I
any.
know. Robin can do whatever. I don't pull him straight to comedy when I think of Robin Williams.
Well, Robin for sure, and then sometimes what's his name can be funny, like in the Death on the Nile movies and stuff.
Oh, Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, Branagh.
Yeah, he can, and Leo can be funny when he wants to be as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. So your number 8 was what?
Memento.
Memento. Yeah, mine's coming. That will be coming up for me. But my number
What?
7 is a fantastic movie. It's so good. I love it so much. And I've already talked about Christian Bale once because of Batman Begins, one of my favorite actors for sure. But he's in this one alongside Hugh Jackman, Scarlett Johansson, and Michael Caine. It is The Prestige.
Great choice. Great choice. It's a bit higher.
Which I guess Michael Caine must be the actor who's in most of his movies.
I think he's retired now because he only got one scene in Tenet and he's not been in the cast for Oppenheimer yet.
Didn't he? He was only in a little bit for Interstellar too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's only like certain bits, but he has more of a role in Interstellar than Tenet.
Right. But Prestige is a beautiful film. It's about magicians and magicianry. This came out the same year as the Edward Norton one.
Yes, The Illusionist.
The Illusionist. But yeah, this one's fun. It's dark, twisted, but really, really well done. Hugh Jackman's, great. We got to see him in something other than, Wolverine stuff at that time. Rebecca Hall's in this movie as well. She's
Rebecca
so
Hall's
good.
great.
Andy Serkis, David Bowie.
Yes, David Bowie, the legend himself. David Bowie songs in Memento.
Yeah, and then dual Christian Bale. So does that count as 2 showings?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, as in a twin.
Do you count Austin Powers as a four-man job because Mike Myers plays all the different characters?
Yeah, I do. He should. He does get credited 4 times.
He does.
Fantastic film. We'll talk more about it, obviously, more when
Yes.
it's on your list.
Yes. My number 7
It's really
goes
smart.
back to your number 8, which was Batman Begins.
Hmm.
And like you said, I just keep having better watches with this movie every time I watch it. I don't know how, but yeah, I just love this movie the more I watch it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the cast is iconic because you have Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Who else?
Ken Wantabe,
Yeah. Katie Holmes, Tom
Katie
Wilkinson,
Holmes,
who was awesome. It's really, really good.
Rutler Hager.
Yeah. Mark Boone Jr., who was in Memento as well, and also in this one. But yeah, I think Scarecrow is a great villain. And yeah, it was super weird that Katie Holmes did not appear in the second one, but was in this one.
I like Katie
Very,
Holmes.
very, yeah, me too. Very pivotal scenes with her in that movie. But yeah, just lost me in the last little bit.
But
But really,
yes,
really
on
well done.
Letterboxd it's rated 3.8, and I've rated it 4 stars.
And this is out of 5?
Yes, all the Letterboxd is out of 5. It's IMDb that's 10. That's why they're both good. Good different systems in their own way.
8.2 on IMDb, $150 million budget, worldwide gross, 373.6. Rotten Tomatoes gives it 84% with a 94% audience score.
Yes.
Oh, that is number 127 overall on IMDb. I'm not sure
Nice.
where it ends though, but that's 127.
Brilliant. What's your number 6?
Oh, okay, it stops at 250. My number 6, very controversial. And again, things change. Tastes change. I rewatched this film thinking it would be higher on my list, but it is not. And it's the sequel to Batman Begins, and it's The Dark Knight.
Really? You prefer the
I'm
Dark
telling,
Knight Rises?
I really, truly do. This movie is the Joker movie, right? It is just about him. The only good parts are with him in it. The rest of the movie is very blah, very sort of, can we just get back to Joker, please?
What?
And if that person is the one that is leading the troop when this is a Batman movie, that doesn't really mean it's great overall.
Right.
Now I know I'm in the
I'm going to think
minority.
of some really good scenes now without the Joker, but you just gotta give me a chance. Let me
I will
think of
give
them
you.
throughout this episode.
That's fine. Yeah, because I'm sure we'll have to wait 5 or 6 more until we get to it on your list. And I get it.
Well, you will.
I get it. It is number 3 rated overall on IMDb, which is out of 250. Only 2 better than The Dark Knight is The Godfather, and their number 1 is Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, it's all right because I found out the best way to get revenge on you for that because I know how much you love this movie, and it's my number 6. It's Dunkirk.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm done talking about The Dark Knight.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll wait until it comes up on your list.
Yes,
but
my number 6 is one of your favourites of his, and it's Dunkirk.
Okay, tell us about it.
So Dunkirk is this war epic that's told in 3 different timelines: the air, the sea, the land. This was I saw this in cinema, and it was fantastic seeing the beautiful shots on the beach, and obviously seeing the shots in the air and the shots at sea. Hans Zimmer's score is perfect, is beautiful. Harry Styles gives a really good film debut here. And Nolan didn't even know he was a famous singer before he casted him. He won by cat talent. Fair play to him.
He
But,
was good at drowning.
oh yes, yes, yes. But yeah. So but the heavy hitters are the ones that give the best performances. Kenneth Branagh, Mark Rylance, Cillian Murphy, and Tom Hardy are all fantastic. But it's the kids that kind of take the lead with this film, and they're all fantastic actors, and I feel like they can break through, and I can't wait to see where their careers go. Because Barry Keoghan's in this movie, and now he's a BAFTA winner
And an Oscar nominated
and an Oscar
actor.
nominee. But yeah, I do love Dunkirk, but I just have a better taste with all these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, Batman Begins was nominated for 1 Oscar for achievement in cinematography, which Wally Feitster has been around with Nolan for a while.
That's how you pronounce his name, or was it was Fister?
I don't know. Okay. I'll be talking about Dunkirk in a little bit.
Yep.
Let's see if we line up on number 5.
Okay.
My number 5 is
What was your number 6?
The Dark Knight. Remember, I didn't finish talking about it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We'll move on and talk about it soon.
Okay.
Yeah, my number 5 is a real trip of a movie. Definitely needs another view or two after watching it, but it's worth it every time that you do. This was our, I mean, all-star cast. You know, one of the biggest leading men you can possibly get in any movie. This movie is from 2010, and it's Inception.
Great. A little bit higher for me.
A little bit higher for you, but yeah, it's you go inside yourself and deeper inside yourself, and this story and that story, and it all just comes together beautifully. Of course, you have Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio at the helm, but also Joseph Gordon-Levitt is back. Elliot Page, Ken Watanabe coming back in. We have Tom Berenger, Cillian Murphy, maybe the other, him and Michael Caine, maybe the two that are in his movies the most.
Yes.
Marion Cotillard, Michael Caine, Pete Postlethwaite.
Legend. Miss him.
Yeah, and then Mr. Tom Hardy. But this is a great film. I mean,
You forgot the bloke from Avatar, the one that drives the truck.
No.
Dilplo Raoul, I think his name is.
Dilip Rao.
That's him.
Huh. Unrecognizable to me. But yeah, this movie's a trip. I mean, I think people didn't really understand what was going on their first view, but to me, this has one of the most rewatchabilities overall. It's just super interesting, keeps you engaged, has some cool effects and CGI.
Why is it your number 5?
Because I like everything else more.
Fair enough.
Number 14 overall on IMDb's ranking, and this was winner of 4 Oscars, but nominated for 8, including Picture of the Year.
Fair enough.
But we'll talk a little bit more about it next.
So we can go back on to my number 5, The Prestige.
Nice.
Now, like Inception, you have to watch this 2 or 3 times. For the first time, I was struggling to concentrate. I was having a bit of a bad day, and I was trying to watch, and I was thinking, okay, one scene is the beginning, one scene's the ending. Okay, does it all like meet in the middle? And then the second time I watched it, it was all crystal clear to me.
Yeah. Which is a lot of his movies. I mean, Memento is that, it's like you don't know what's going on, what's left, what's right.
Yeah, I kind of hope he does something really good with Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
like with this
Um,
storytelling technique.
or is it gonna be linear and simple like Insomnia or Following? Following has good twists.
It'll be whether it will be whether it needs to be, so he wins best director. That's a ongoing joke of mine.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. Well, we shall see. Maybe Steven Spielberg's year.
He hasn't got a film coming out this year.
Oh, then I guess not. Do you like ScarJo in this movie?
Yes, I do actually. She's one of my favorite actresses.
This movie is nominated for 2 Oscars. Do you know which?
Was it? It definitely wasn't score because this is like the. I kind of wish Hans Zimmer did the music because David Julian's music doesn't feel as effective as Hans Zimmer or Ludwig Göransson's. Like their
Yeah,
scores you can remember, you can't remember the scores of the Prestige.
yeah, that's true. It's not even. Yeah, it's cinematography and art direction. Again, there's Wally.
Yeah,
Wally's
Wally.
there.
Yeah,
Um,
Wally
it,
went on to become a film director,
mm,
so it'd be fun to see him do another movie one day.
what's the letterbox score?
Letterbox score for the Prestige is
It's 8.5 on IMDb.
four
Box
point
office.
one on Letterbox. I've rated it 5 stars.
Moof. That's the most. Budget of $40 million. Worldwide gross is 109.6. 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the audience loves it at 92%.
Nice.
All right, let's see if we match up
I
on
think
number
this is
four.
this is the only one we can match on. So if we match on this one, I am going to be happy.
Well, if it's then it sounds like we just might. Is your number four the same word forward as it is backwards?
The one that was my favorite film of 2020.
Which is also one of my favorites of 2020 as well.
Is it Tenet?
It's Tenet.
Did you? I've always wanted to ask, and you probably have done it now. Have you finally watched this movie for the second time and experienced it a lot more differently?
Yeah, I mean, but I still thought it was friggin' awesome. It's so good. I just my mind was blown again. I mean, what do you think? How does he think of it? What is going on?
Yeah, definitely.
How are you thinking of a contraption that you can live? Well, this is a multiverse thing. Live in, but it's a contraption. At least it seems like it could. It's like time travel. Like if you make it right, maybe
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
possible.
I always see this as
Um,
more time travel than multiverse. I think if he was going for a multiverse, he'd do it completely different to Doctor Strange and everything everywhere.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, more time travel, but yeah,
Yeah, more
I
time
mean,
travel.
just visually stunning. There's so much going on. You have to pay attention to it, and he does let you know what's going on. Eventually, he tells you about it. Um,
He has a
but
good mix of both practical and visual effects.
yes, absolutely. Great acting by John David Washington and Robert Pattinson. I think Michael Caine is in it for a little bit.
Kenneth
Elizabeth.
Branagh's Kenneth Branagh's this cartoony twiddling mustache villain.
Yeah, but I thought he was great. I thought he just, was menacing in some
He's
some
better
points.
than Ray Winstone in Black Widow.
Yeah, maybe. uh, but yeah, again, Michael Caine. No, this was a fantastic film. I think it's Robert Pattinson and John David Washington aren't aren't necessarily like the bigger names out there, you know. So this was like a little bit of a swing for him, and I think it was a big hit, in my opinion. You know, it came out during a pandemic. He wished that it didn't, so people would go see it. I got to see it on the big screen, but at a drive-in theater.
Yeah, I
So
managed to get. We were on a little trial break to see how they would run cinemas in the UK, and Tenet was that, and Bill and Ted were the two like biggest films, and obviously I've not seen any of the Bill and Ted films. So, and my girlfriend at the time liked Robert Pattinson, so I convinced her to watch it.
but still made great money. Just real quick, $205 million budget.
Yeah,
Worldwide gross
yeah.
365.3 million, but opening weekend only 9.3 million, which is, I think that's where he was crying about it. But yeah, just really interesting. Makes you think. You know, it's about the one word tenet, and it's about fighting for survival of the entire world. No named lead actor, just protagonist, journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold
To be
in
honest,
something
the only
beyond world
character's
tour.
name I remember is Robert Pattinson's, and that's because he won my Fleming Award for Best Supporting Actor, which gave you some weird mental breakdown.
Neil.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there is other names here. Passenger, uniformed official, well-dressed man, driver, SWAT, SWAT 2, SWAT 3. So, yeah, there's not many names in this one, but
also starring Elizabeth Debicki,
mhm.
Himesh Patel, and Aaron Taylor Johnson. We didn't. This was kind of his
That's
comeback.
true. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. He comes in there a little halfway through and is great. Good stuff.
Oh,
7.3 on IMDb.
Martin Donovan, and we
Martin
also
Donovan.
got Andrew Howard, who was in the short film Two Distant Strangers. He was yeah, he was driver.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, the one that played the cop in Two Distant Strangers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's him.
Cool. Oscar award winner.
Yes,
The short.
yes, 3.4
Uh
on IMDb. No, Letterboxd. Sorry.
yeah, 7.3 on IMDb, 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, the 76% for the audience. Okay, do you want to jump on to your number 3?
Yes, and that's Interstellar.
Interstellar.
I know you have.
Wait.
I know you have to go shortly, so I'll just wrap this one up.
Well,
Matthew,
we can keep going.
yeah,
By the way, Tenet, it was 2 Oscar nominated for production design and 1 for visual effects. Okay,
I
good.
still think it should have got nominated for director, but that's a story for a different day.
Yes.
Yeah, the Interstellar, I think, is a beautiful movie. It's got a really good acting from Matthew McConaughey. The shots, I think, this is Hoyt's best shot movie, and Hans Zimmer's score is just something you'll never forget.
Yeah, that's true.
And the ending. I mean, yeah, you're not the only person to say Interstellar's one of his weakest because I do know people that point out a lot of plot holes because of like the timing of certain scenes.
Mm.
But I just like to sit back and enjoy the beautiful visuals and the ride. You know, this is what I love. I love people getting into space and having an adventure.
Yeah. Um, no, it's beautiful, and I
Yeah,
really do
it
love the
just
ending.
sounds like compared to me and a couple of other people, Interstellar just wasn't for you.
It's a little slow.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand that. There's some great movies out there that I think are overrated.
Yeah. Pretty sweet, and I think you're right. The cinematography was amazing. Visual effects, of course, amazing. It won 1 Oscar for achievement in visual effects. Also nominated for score, sound mix, sound editing, and production design. Number 25 overall. So, like 8 of his 11 movies are on the top 100 on IMDb. That's crazy.
Yes, on Letterboxd it has a 4.3 star rating, and I've rated it 5 stars.
8.6 on IMDb.
Yes,
The budget is 165 million. Worldwide gross so far this is big as 773.4 million dollars. Good gush. 72% on Rotten Tomatoes, 86% audience score. All right. My number 3, obviously all these have been mentioned now, is the ender of the trilogy. It's The Dark Knight Rises.
no. So why do you think this is better than my beloved Dark Knight?
Well, it moves the entire time. It's very thrilling. I mean, you have more of a menace than you did in Dark Knight, where Bane is just insane. He will kill millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people at the same time, whereas Joker did it, every once in a while. But no, this was. I mean, the beginning scene is so exciting and visually stunning.
I love the opening scene because obviously we see a Game of Thrones regular in there.
Sure. Yeah, but we also just see how intense Bane can be and menacing he can be. Tom Hardy is playing Bane, and he is jacked. We also have Anne Hathaway as Selena, Catwoman in this. Marion Cotillard makes another appearance, and in a Nolan movie, Gary Oldman's back as Commissioner Gordon. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Caine, Matthew Modine, Morgan Freeman, who plays Fox, Ben Mendelsohn.
That was the first time I saw Ben Mendelsohn, The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yeah. And also Cillian Murphy is in it again.
I kind of wish they explored more of his character in the third one.
Well, he played an interesting character this time around. But yeah, the stakes were higher. Everything just felt more just thrilling in this one. This is why I enjoyed it so much more. And I think Bane was a way better villain overall, but not his performance. The performance that Heath Ledger gave for Joker is just, you can't even put a candle to it. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this. You felt Christian Bale's sort of sense of loss and sense of what he needed to get back to where he was. And I think the twist at the end was amazing. After I completely forgot what had happened, and then watching it, I was like, "Oh shit!" Also, Joey King's in it. She plays.
I loved her in Bullet Train.
Yeah, that's like one of her first movies, I think. So,
yes.
Dark Knight Rises is my number 3. Is number 69 overall on IMDb. 8.4 on. IMDb, $250 million budget. Now this is his biggest one, $1 billion gross.
Nice.
What is it on Letterboxd?
3.7, and I've rated it 4 stars.
3.7. 87% Rotten Tomatoes score, 90% for the audience.
So I still rate it as a good movie. I just prefer the other Nolan movies.
Sure. Like your number 2.
Inception.
Tell me something good.
Yes, so Inception is probably one of the best screenplays ever written, in my opinion, because the idea is so unique and so experimental. It's just fantastic, and he also fits in some personal themes about like him being away from his family and not seeing his kids. So he compares like the whole writing process and filmmaking process into this heist thriller about a man grieving about his wife.
Yeah.
Yes, Leonardo DiCaprio, fantastic. Elliot Page, fantastic. Michael Caine, fantastic. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, fantastic. Tom Hardy, fantastic. Just one of the best casts ever for a film.
This was like my first sort of look at Tom Hardy.
Well, not Bron. Did you see Bronson years later?
Yeah, after.
Yeah. Let me guess, you like Tom Hardy, so you checked out all of his movies, and Bronson was one of them.
I had a period. Yep.
We've all had that period.
Yeah, I had a Tom Hardy period. He's just because he's. I think he's a great actor. I really do. And Bronson, he's insane.
Yeah.
But that comes out a little bit in Bane, in the Bane
Yes.
character. I was born in it.
And he got to have Max after Bane as well.
Yeah, and then also in Dunkirk, he covers his mouth a lot.
Yes, he does. He does. But
right,
going back to Inception, like again, it's a good mix between like really good camera tricks and CGI.
It's amazing. I mean, just amazing all the stuff that he was able to pull off.
Best cinematography.
Yep, won 4 Oscars. Cinematography, sound mixing, sound editing, and visual effects. We've seen that before, but also nominated for.
I wish this won Best Picture and Fincher won Best Director for The Social Network.
Yeah.
Does anybody even know about The King's Speech anymore?
No. Except for.
Yeah, I rewatched.
I'm not making fun of people.
And the actors were the best part about that movie.
Yeah. It was also nominated for Best Motion Picture of the Year, Writing, Original Screenplay, Score by Hans Zimmer, and then Art Direction, which is production design. So
yeah,
happens a lot. Number 14 overall on IMDb, 8.8 on IMDb, which is so freaking high. Do you have the?
Yes, 4.2, and I've rated it 5.
Sounds like all these last few are 5ers.
Yes. All right, Justin. I have a feeling.
Wait 1 second. Hold on. Let me finish this. Where are we at? 8.8 on IMDb, and Rotten Tomatoes gives it 87% with 91% audience score.
So, which one is your number 2? My number 6 or my number 8?
I think it's your number 8.
Memento.
Which is a movie that I had not seen before. So watching it, I was glad that I was able to.
This is your bottle rocket. Because when you first watched Bottle Rocket, you really loved it, and this has started to become your bottle rocket.
I really, really, truly did. It was so smart. I mean, it just really gave me. And now it started off a little bit rocky, and then as I started to realize what was going on and how it was happening, and Nolan was telling us what was going on, and it was just so well done. My favorite part was when we see Carrie-Anne Moss come in, and she has a black eye, and he goes, "Oh my God, what happened?" And she says, "Oh, he beat the shit out of me." And then, like 5 minutes later, we see how she got it, and I just thought it was like, whoa, so well done. And yeah, he has to get so it's a man, he knows all the way up to his life where his wife died, and now he's trying to find his wife's killer, and he can't remember anything. It all gets washed away, so he makes tattoos. He has a lot of tattoos on himself to keep him kind of knowing what he's going through every day.
I have this one to remind me I love Star Wars.
Oh, there you go. And he also takes Polaroids and writes notes down on them, and it's just, I just thought it was really, really smart. And to have this be his following was really, really, really great. Yeah, and it's just a very cool way to tell some stories. And I thought it was really, really smart.
Also, Thomas Lennon is in this, the one from the comedy films.
Yeah, he plays a doctor.
Yes, he also played the same doctor in The Dark Knight Rises. So Memento is in
the same
universe as the Dark Knight films.
Yeah, I was like, I saw him. even be after that. Number 54 overall on IMDb, nominated for 2 Oscars for writing and film editing. Of course, it needed that because that's what was really made this movie shine. Anybody else notable? No, yeah, Tom Slayton, good. All right, and let's see. Its budget was
4.1 on Letterbox. I've rated it 4 stars.
nice. $9 million budget, 40 million worldwide gross, 8.4 on IMDb, and 93% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 94% audience score. There you go.
All right, you ready for my number 1?
We know what it is,
The Dark Knight.
which was my number 6.
And I love this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're getting from. Like, Heath Ledger is the best thing about this movie, but there's a lot of like effort put into the writing to give him the script for this great performance. It's not just his performance that makes the movie. It's the stuff around his performance that makes a movie. Because if there's no script, there's no lines of dialogue, and how's he going to follow? But I'll tell you what he is really good at in this movie: improvisation. Because I love the scene with him clicking the bomb and it goes off like when he doesn't expect it and just runs in the bus.
Yeah. So there's nobody in the hospital though. It's not like he killed anybody, which was why my point about how menacing Bane
He's
is
not
because
trying to kill everybody. He just wants to cause chaos.
Yeah, and he wants the Batman, but Bane is menacing, will kill anybody, which makes him more of a somebody you don't know what he's gonna do.
I like villains that use more their intelligence and their cunning
Brute.
abilities to kind of do what they do. And the Joker, I mean, the Joker does kill people. He kills his whole robbery crew at the start of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, did he tell you to kill me after we do this? Yep. Okay. But also there's no resolution with the Joker. I know Heath Ledger died, but we don't even see him like get arrested. He's just hanging there.
Nolan confirmed in the novelization that he died in Arkham.
Got it. But yeah, and the resolution was whatever. And then the thing that sucked so bad about it all was, Bruce was all about just wanting a good hero for the city of Gotham, and he knew he wasn't going to be it, so he tried to have Harvey Dent be it, and then Harvey Dent can be corrupted just like anybody else, which is unfortunate.
That's the point of the movie.
I know, and it's pretty lame. We were rooting for Harvey Dent, and he let us down.
How? Never mind. I know you do prefer Spider-Man 2 to The Dark Knight.
I don't know. No.
I love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, it's great, but you don't prefer it to Dark Knight.
No, it's my second favorite superhero film ever.
Nominated for 8 Oscars, won 2 for supporting role posthumously. Achievement in sound editing, but is also up for cinematography. There's Wally. Film editing, art direction, makeup, sound mixing, and visual effects again.
I would have liked to have seen it get Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay nominations, but they were shit back in 2008. They're not as good as they are now, giving Best Picture to an actual good movie people like.
9.0 on IMDb. Budget of $185 million. Worldwide gross is $1 billion.
Yes, the third greatest film on IMDb.
Third greatest, yep.
And what is it on? Ranks it 4.4 stars, and I've given it, obviously, a 5 stars.
94% rotten, with the audience agreeing at 94%.
Brilliant. So tell us about his World War epic. That's your favourite movie of
Oh
his.
yeah. Talk about just tension the entire time. I mean, he puts you into war in Dunkirk. I mean, unbelievable, just right there at the front lines. Um, I mean, the manpower that it took to make this film is just insane, literally because of all the troops. But yeah, we have Mark Rylance in this. Tom Hardy's back. Barry Keoghan, and then yeah, like you said, we have Harry Styles as his first sort of acting role, and Kenneth Branagh. But yeah, Land, Sea, and Water, 3 different stories, very well edited together to give us a really good story. Yeah, I think I liked more of the air action a little bit more, but Mark Rylance is great on the boat, and Kenneth Branagh and the troops are great on the sea. I mean, just you're it's just like I said, it makes you feel like you're in a war, but also you just don't know what's going to happen, and neither did they. You know, all these kids that are going through it, they didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, they're all lined up together on a big bridge and just getting bombed on and shot at, and it's just horrific. You would never want to be put in that position. But um,
Would you say you preferred this film to 1917?
yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah. I love me some Dunkirk. It was my number one over going into it, even after watching all of the other stuff. It
Yeah,
still
it's hard
stayed.
because I've kind of started to prefer All Quiet on the Western Front now compared to other modern war films. But like All Quiet does, Dunkirk does capture the tragedy quite well.
Yeah, All Quiet wishes it was Dunkirk. But
Dunkirk
yeah, just
wishes it was
so
All Quiet on the Western Front.
no, it does not. I think it's very happy with where it is. But yeah, World War II, great, good scenes, fantastic, memorable stuff here, and just makes you hate war even more.
Oh, I think these
Sitting
are
at
what these war films are designed to do. They're meant to make you hate war no matter what side they show.
yeah, the shortest of his movies, by the way, only an hour and 46 minutes, excluding Following, which is
Yes.
you can't consider
It
it a
didn't need to
feature
be
length,
a
I don't
3 hour
think.
long epic.
No, it's perfect. It's
Yeah, it's
perfect,
perfect the way
and
it
it
is.
and it
There doesn't
told
need
three
to be more
stories.
battle or more politics. It's just perfect the way it is.
I was on the Universal backlot riding the tram there, and they had the Dunkirk boat, and they were like, "Hey, look over there. We can't tell you what it is, but I bet you can guess."
Yes,
$100 million
and
dollar.
shout out to Todd Reeves. Check him out on SoundCloud. He's brother T.
Hey, hey. $100 million budget. Worldwide gross is 527 million. Won 3 Oscars. Nominated for 8. One for film editing, sound mixing, and sound editing. Was also up for score, of course, best picture, best directing, cinematography, this time by Hoyt, and production design.
It would have never beaten The Shape of Water.
It should have. 7.8 on IMDb, 92% Rotten Tomatoes, 81% audience score. What is the letterbox?
Letterbox for Dunkirk is dum ba dum ba dum ba dum bum bum ba bum ba bum ba dum. So I just like making them kind of noises. It is. Come on, your damn phone. Let's try it again. 3.8, and I ranked it 4.5.
Oh, nice. Coolio. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
I wonder where Oppenheimer is going to land once we see it.
Yes, definitely. We should do that for we should do that one for your channel.
Absolutely. All right, let's do movie recommendations. Any come off the top of your head, or you want me to go first?
You go first. I'll have a good think.
All right, my movie recommendation is a movie classic. It's one that I'm sure we definitely all have heard, but if you haven't seen it, you got to go check this movie out. I got to see it in the movie theater this past weekend, had a great time. Boy, did the crowd there have a good time as well. You can see this movie right now on HBO Max, on Hulu or Bulu, and on Amazon Prime. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, directed by Mel Brooks. This is starring one of my favorite actors of all time, Gene Wilder. It's Young Frankenstein.
Yay! Love that movie.
Terry Garr, Peter Boyle, Madeline Kahn, and Marty Feldman. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard about this
Gene
movie, but if you haven't,
Hackman has a fun cameo in it too.
yeah, and he improv the last line, and I guess they had to take the first take because he was laughing too much. He couldn't get it out again, which is, hey, why are you leaving? I was gonna make espresso. And that was to Frankenstein. So, but
Two
yeah,
great genes.
What's that?
Two great genes. Wilder and Hackman.
Gene Wilder plays Dr. Frankenstein. And he learns that
Frankenstein, yes.
he's inherited his grandfather's estate in Transylvania, and he creates a monster, and
Played by Peter
it's
Boyle.
fantastic, hilarious, so fun. Madeline Kahn is amazing as
One of the
always.
most beautiful women of the 70s.
Absolutely, and also Cloris Leachman.
Who isn't as beautiful as Madeline Kahn.
No, but she's great. Terry Garr's beautiful in this movie
great.
too. And there is nobody better than Gene Wilder. So there you go. My recommendation, Young Frankenstein. It's available to stream, you guys. Go watch it. You'll love it.
Definitely. All right, I've got one ready.
All right, let's hear it.
So I had a blast in the cinema on Tuesday night seeing Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I actually preferred to the first movie.
Wow. Okay.
So in this one, it's about the daughters of Atlas who are coming to rid the world of their world.
Yes,
Not
getting a lot of love.
Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu are in this movie, and they are both great actresses and both play great villains. Rachel Zegler from West Side Story is in this, and she's also great. Obviously, for me, the star of these movies is always Jack Dylan Glazier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Zachary Levi doing the same thing he was doing in the first movie was fine, but it's the same gimmick. Whereas Freddy kind of always felt like the heart and soul of the first movie.
Yeah, I hear he's great, Jack Dylan Grazer, but the movie's not doing well. And
No, it's not doing well, sadly, but it's a good movie.
One of the biggest flops in DC, Wonder Woman 1984. It came out during pandemic, so it didn't even have a release. And then, what's the other one?
The Suicide Squad.
Yes, because it also came out during pandemic. So
the Black Adam was like their last financial success.
Yeah, woof.
And that's because mums wanted to take their kids to see it, to look at Dwayne Johnson.
I enjoyed it. Maybe I'll enjoy this. I'm gonna go see it this weekend. That and John Wick 4.
Nice. We'll have to have a chat about Shazam on your channel.
Shazam! Yes, we will. Okay, great, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Tell us your favorite Nolan movie in there.
What's your favorite Nolan movie? Is it The Dark Knight or Dunkirk?
Or Interstellar or Memento? I'm sure it's a mixture of
it might be Following. Somebody might say I like Following the most.
I want to hear that, and I want to know why. Come tell us why.
I want to know why.
Yes. All right, what's next week?
Next week, I thought because Murder Mystery 2 comes out, let's do our favourite Adam Sandler movies.
We haven't done it before?
No, we haven't done Adam Sandler movies before. We rarely do actors and actresses.
Okay. All right. We're not doing Keanu then?
Oh, we'll do Keanu. We'll do Keanu another day.
Adam Sandler. Are you sure? I feel like we've... Okay.
No, we've never done Adam Sandler. We've done US comedies, but we've never done Adam Sandler.
All right. Well, it looks like some of the list is going to be the same. Cool. We'll do that then.
He's
And
done dramatic films, so it might be a good
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool, bud. Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be seeing you next week. Until then,
Until then, bye, Justin.
bye.
Bye.